Hi, I'm Sean Higgins, editor of SPAR3D.com and the SPAR3D newsletter. I am at ILMF 2019 here in the Propeller booth. And as I understand it, you guys have a somewhat unusual sort of technology that you're showing off, something maybe people at ILMF wouldn't be totally accustomed to. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, look, Propeller's we're a technology company helping people use drones, and I think the technology you're talking about is Propeller's AeroPoints, and people familiar with drone technology have probably heard of them by now. We've been selling them for 3 years. They're a smart ground control point that help you get an accurate map from a drone. And they've been fantastic. We're here at the LiDAR conference with a technology that's not LiDAR. We're here with the new DJI RTK, Phantom 4 RTK. And we spent 6 months with them in the lead up to the launch in October last year, working with them to build out the Propeller PPK solution. Propeller PPK solution lets you use DJI's new, really user-friendly, well-trusted drone, but with dual frequency GPS on board, and combine that with a single AeroPoint on the ground, and get a super high quality survey grade result from your photogrammetry. So it's a progression from what we've been delivering till now, which is using 10 AeroPoints on the ground, where you had to get around your entire site to get the ground control done to rely on that accurate result. Now, with the precision of the drone's GPS on board, you get an amazing result from just using one ground control point on the ground. And we've built the start to finish workflow to make that really simple for pretty much anyone to be able to start using it.
So, I mean, as I'm sure I don't need to tell you, one of the big waves in the industry in general is the movement toward more consumer-based type technologies, or technologies that are coming from outside of the industry. I mean, what do you see as sort of the remaining challenges in, say, trying to make a DJI survey as accurate as possible?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think that we are seeing this evolution and this update as like a huge step up to really being at the level that the top GPS technologies can deliver. At some point you are running into the GPS actually has a bubble of 2 centimeters around it, and it's really hard to get past that. So I think that what we're looking at as like the next stages of evolution are really ease of use evolutions, where we're seeing now how it's a very straightforward workflow to get that accurate data, and now it's like, can you get that 3 times a day without that becoming a big overhead? So there's some like interesting technologies I think in the pipeline over the next few years around how much you can bring that into several flights a day, start to bring in more sensors. There's so many different LiDAR technologies here, and we're sure that we're going to see more of those like come into that kind of consumer grade, easy to use level, bringing in more real-time data to kind of, for us, deliver a complete view of a site and tell you what's happening on a construction site or a mining site.
So it sounds like the technology, as far as improving the survey, is there, and it's a matter of sort of building out the ecosystem for these sorts of consumer-based or more sort of consumer-oriented technologies, if I understand you correctly.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that there's always going to be a role for some of the more advanced sensors that require like specialist operations, but the thing that excites us is how many people can use this tech. That's all the technologies that we see now, which are still being used by specialists, are gradually working their way into the hands of more and more people. And that's something that we love to see, and what Propeller as a company builds itself towards people being able to adopt all those technologies.